My name is Wesley Warren, and I forgot what I was going to say. My name is Wesley Warren, and I am the last of the long line of the Warren dynasty here. I've been going here my whole life, 18 years.
My name is Angel Lopez, and I've been here at Pinedale for 2 years. I was actually harassed by my family to come here.
Hi, I'm Sarah Kreitz. I've been going to Pinedale since birth.
My name is Caleb Kiger. I spell my name the correct way, unlike my counterpart, and I have been at Pinedale my entire life. My name is Caleb Sizemore. It's K-A-L-E-B, the cool way, and I've been going here my whole life.
I'm Rachel Schroeder, and I moved here in 2002, so I've been here for about 13 years.
Well, my name is Katie Leonard, and I've been coming for about 3 years.
My name is Tanner Hooser, and I've been going here for 9 years.
Oh gosh, I'd have to say the summer we did the 4th Street Filling Station. That was just an awesome experience. We got to hang out, every week during the summer and work on it, and we got to go places, and it was just an awesome experience.
My favorite memories would have to be basically almost every church trip that I went on, but I'd have to say the ones that always kind of come back are from Girls Retreat, because it was just a time for all of us girls from 8th grade to seniors to get together and kind of just strengthen our relationships and get to know each other.
I would definitely say that my best memory here at Pinedale would be going to church camp. I've made lifelong friends at church camp. I've met the best youth leaders, heard the best stories, and I was like that kid that would start a countdown in December of the year before and have it all along my wall in my room, counting down the days till church camp. That's how excited I was for church camp.
Alright, so I can't do a throwback like these guys. They've been here forever. So my recent memory, and one of my most favorites, was actually my first time going to Seattle Live. It was actually an amazing trip, and that was the first time I actually got to God and wanted to become a high school youth minister.
I'd have to say my favorite moment, it's actually happened pretty recently. It was the guys' retreat at Park Springs. Seems like all of our best memories have been Park Springs. Anyway, it was just a great weekend of fellowship and having fun. I learned so much about what it is to be a man of God, and I met plenty of new people that were really great, and it's just an experience I'll probably never forget.
I think my funniest memory happened last year. I was the only one in my small group that decided to go to the lock-in, so I hung out with Elise Morris that night. We get to the bowling alley, and you have to be in groups of 4 or more to go in a lane. So Elise and I are like, okay, well, we'll find 2 other younger kids to go with. Martin and Ryan walk up, and they're like, heck yeah, we'll bowl with you. Me and Elise didn't really want to bowl, but we decided that we would weird bowl. So I think we went through 8 or 9 different ways to bowl. I know one of them we were T-Rexing and trying to bowl like that. And then I think we did a grandpa bowl where we had to literally walk and just drop the ball down the lane. It was probably one of the funniest things ever, but not because everybody was laughing, but it was just us 4 laughing, which made it all much better.
Alright, so my funniest memory had to have been in 6th grade. It was a beautiful day, the sun was shining. We had a fantastic Sunday school lesson, and we were all getting up to go to second service, and my Sunday school class decided to take a premeditated decision to stuff me in the trash can. And it would have been alright if it was just any old trash can, but it was the big trash can with the trap doors on it. So once they stuffed me in, and I was fairly little, they shut, and I got stuck for probably 5 or 10 minutes, and they didn't help me get out.
My funniest moment at the church was a couple months ago. We were playing work, and we were trying to find people and get them out, and Mark was one of the last people in the game, and so we found him, and I chased him around for a while, and then I met up with Carter Hamrick, and finally we were able to wrestle him to the ground, and we wrestled there for a while and just kept trying to hold him to the ground until people would come, and it was 5 minutes plus, and then finally some people came to help us, and we tried to drag him back to the square where you get people out at, and he got really bad carpet burn. So
My funniest moment at Pinedale happened at guys' retreat, and Matt Williams one of our leaders, played Wilson Phillips' Hold On, sang it word for word. This is after lights out. He starts getting up and dancing at probably around midnight, and it was honestly one of the most funny experiences I've ever had.
My funniest memory is actually kind of more of an ongoing joke, and it's just kind of, we make fun of John Hauser in a way, how he does that little arm twitch, and sometimes some of the guys and me during church, if John's preaching, we'll play the count how many times John twitches during his sermon game, and sometimes he gets up 8 or 9, but I mean, it's just, y'all should try it. He just just watch him, he just kind of twitches every now and then, and it's the funniest thing. He's gotten better at hiding it over the years, though. Church has been a tight-knit community where I have been loved and I have learned to love others through the teachings of Christ.
Church for me has been kind of that safe place that I can always go to and kind of talk to people that I kind of connect with. So people in my small group, I can really open up to them. My mom, who's my small group leader, it's a lot easier to talk to her, so she's been my small group leader for the past 7 years. And even if it's not here at church, like on trips and stuff, it's just been that place where I can go and kind of reconnect with God.
What Pinedale has been to me is, Pinedale's been the world to me. I've met so many amazing people here. Kyger, Caleb, Brandon, Martin, Wet Williams, Daniel. They've just been amazing people. Like, I've had a pretty rough past couple of months, and it's been pretty hard. And they just were there for the whole entire time. They have been amazing, and I'll never forget them.
Church has been a place that's really challenged me in my faith, and I really appreciate that about Pinedale. I come on Wednesdays, I listen to the sermons, and being in high school, you don't really hear a bunch about God outside of a place like Pinedale, so it's been a really good experience. That way, I'm always growing in my faith and always having people around to challenge me to be who I really am in Christ.
That is a super tough question, but I will definitely say that I remember the day that I decided I wanted to officially dedicate my life to God. It was in 5th grade, and I remember talking to Sean. He came over to my house, and we sat there, we had dinner, me, him, my whole family, and then we just talked about like what that meant. And I will admit, I was super nervous. It was a huge step, especially for a little 5th grader, but I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I knew that I needed God in my life to help me along, because I knew I was going to start middle school and have lots of temptations, and I knew high school would be even worse. And so having him as my backbone really just helped me through everything. And I know that once I graduate, I'll probably meet even more temptations, meet people who try to knock me off track, but I know God will help me stay on track. And I plan on joining a youth group or a church near my college to make sure that happens.
When I was younger, I went to a really small church. We didn't really have a youth group or anything like that, so there's only one other girl that went there that was actually even close to my age. So when I came to Pinedale and realized that there are a lot of kids here, it really got me thinking about like where I want to be with Christ. Because of Pinedale, I grew a whole lot, and I got baptized here by Matthew Sink my sophomore year. And I know I was already halfway through high school, but everything else from that point on made so much more sense because I knew who I had behind me. I don't exactly know what's coming in front of me, but I do know that as long as God is by my side, that I can handle anything that's coming my way.
Pinedale has had a huge impact on my life. Growing up in the church, I always knew the difference between right and wrong, but it wasn't until summer between sophomore and junior year at CIY, and it was after the first night, I believe, I just went and sat beside Martin and just talked to him for probably 45 minutes, an hour, and that was the night that I decided to dedicate my life to Christ. And a few weeks later, I was baptized here by Martin, and it's changed my life forever.
Pinedale has impacted my faith because before I moved here, I was a part of a church, but I don't remember a lot of it. So I definitely remember a lot of what I was taught throughout the years by Sunday school teachers and at camp. And I guess camp is really where everything started to make sense to me. It was 7th grade year when I was baptized, and I just remember I was one of the last ones of my friends and my family to be baptized, and I guess it kind of hit me and I started really thinking about it. So I talked to Sean Maurer for a good hour and a half at camp, right before campfire, and it just all settled in, and after that I've stayed with it, and God has keep pushing me, and devils keep tempting me, and God's always been there for me to fall back on. So I guess Pinedale's always been that reinforcement for God.
Pinedale has had a great impact on my life. I remember I came here in I think it was halfway through my 3rd or 4th grade year. And the church before that we'd gone to, I never really got engaged in the sermons and stuff. And I mean, it kind of seemed like boring church to me. And we came to Pinedale, and I was very nervous about my first day. And we walked in, and everybody was just so welcoming and friendly. And I remember coming out of Sunday school that day, and my mom asked me how it went, and I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it. And ever since then, everything has really seemed to click. And it was almost like I was looking through little slits, and now everything's been opened up. And everybody has just been so friendly and so nice. Now, like, if you're having a bad day, there was always someone to give you a hug, or always someone to lift you up. And I remember going on all the church trips, and there was always someone to pray over you and just sit down if you had any questions. No matter how bland or abroad they were, there was always someone to help you out and to just answer them, and I think that's been pretty great.
All right, anyone under the age of 18, listen up, because some senior girl's about to drop some knowledge on you.
Let's go right now. Okay, my advice for the kids coming up, even in middle school or high school, is to be involved. Go to church camp, go on to youth conventions, just come to, I don't know, work at the church when they have just hangout days, whatever. Always be involved. That's how you get to know everyone in your youth group. That's how you get to know your leaders, and that's just how you grow your faith more, definitely.
I would say don't take any time for granted. I know when you're going to get up into high school, we especially know things get busy. You have sports, you have homework, you have jobs, you have boyfriends, you have girlfriends, you have other things that you think you need to go do, but I would be the first to let you know that church is important. Show up on Wednesdays, show up on Sundays, show up to anything you can, because the time that you have here at church is going to be over before you know it.
And don't compromise your faith. Stay strong with God. If you feel like you're going to fall off, talk to somebody, because they're going to be there. Even if it's somebody in your small group, they might be your same age, but they can still give you advice. Talk to Sean, Martin, Ryan, anybody. They'll be there.
Something I'd have to say to the kids coming up, middle schoolers, underclassmen, just stay involved with the whole, not just the youth program, but just the church in general. It's a great place to be, and when you really get involved, you realize that you never want to go back to the way it was before.
Yeah, I'd say stay involved, like Caleb said, and get others involved, because one thing that Pinedale has really taught me is to love others and to get them involved too. And so I would say bring friends and invite them over, and share the good news with them and get them in the church and get them involved, and hopefully they'll be sitting here with you when you do this.
I would definitely have to say and agree with Katie when she says don't take this time as granted, because church rocks.
Yeah, one important thing I think would be for especially sophomores, juniors, freshmen, really step up as leaders within the church. Every year we have our older people leaving, so we need others to step up, and that's your job now, is to be the example for the younger kids.
Upcoming middle schoolers and upcoming high schoolers, attend everything. You're going to enjoy it so much. You're never going to regret any time there. It's going to be one of the best moments of your life.